Hello, and welcome back to Film Exaggeration. You know, for all my reviews so far, I've looked at more recent films. I mean, the oldest film I've done is V for Vendetta, and that was only 2006. So today, we're gonna go back, way back, and look at the classic 1939 film, The Wizard of Oz. And to tell you more about this movie, I would like to introduce you to a new character of the show, Positive Pat. Take it away!
Please, call me Positive Patrick.
Whatever, just tell me about The Wizard of Oz.
Oh, The Wizard of Oz. Such a great movie.
The Wizard of Oz, the classic movie released in 1939, based on the book by L. Frank Baum, praised for having some of the most groundbreaking special effects, beautiful set design, fantastic acting, memorable characters, catchy songs, and a classic fantasy story. It appeared on several of the American Film Institute's lists, including 100 Songs, 100 Thrills, and 100 Movies, coming in all the way at number 6, behind other such classics, Citizen Kane, The Godfather, and Lawrence of Arabia.
And even today, with so many people blinded by shite like Transformers, Twilight, and Transformers, they still love this classic piece of filmmaking, as you could tell by its 99% rating on Rotten Tomatoes. Wait, what? Somebody actually disliked this film?
Yeah, by some guy named Otis Ferguson.
Excuse me, I have some business to attend to.
So we open with 12-year-old Dorothy Gale and her little dog Toto running down a dirt road. Oh yeah, she's totally 12 years old and not in her mid-teens. They're running away from the mean old Miss Gulch, who wants to kill Toto for...
Hit Toto right over the back with a rake just because she says he gets in her garden and chases her nasty old cat every day.
You see, sometimes you don't need a villain who just wants to take over the world.
Of course.
No. Sometimes all you need is a villain that just wants to kill a little puppy.
Despite her plea, her Aunt Em and Uncle Henry won't help her, nor will the 3 farmhands. Feeling sad, Dorothy does the only thing she can do. Sing! Unfortunately, spontaneous musical numbers don't help, and Miss Gulch comes to take Toto to meet his maker.
Here's his order allowing me to take him. Unless you want to go against the law. And we can't go against the law, Dorothy. I'm afraid poor Toto will have to go. Now you're seeing reason.
Hate! Don't worry, Toto manages to escape and make it back to Dorothy. She decides to run away from home, and on the way they meet a fortune teller.
Open them, we'll gaze into the crystal.
Now let's see. In your future, I see living scarecrows, a walking, talking lion, and magical plants that make you at peace.
Actually, he tells her that Aunt Em is in grief and might die if she doesn't go back. Thus, Dorothy heads back home, and just in time as a random twister is heading for their farm. The other 5 get down to the storm cellar, but Dorothy is locked out. She goes inside the house where she is knocked over, and when she gets up, she sees some odd things outside her window. Oh my word, I've entered the Twilight Zone.
Oh! Miss Gulch!
The house finally lands and she enters into the colored portion of the movie, where after delivering one of the most famous lines in film history,
Toto? I have a feeling we're not in Kansas anymore.
She is greeted by a bunch of little people known as Munchkins, who begin cheering for her.
You know, even though I'm sure it was easier than I think it is, I'm amazed how they did these back in 1939.
This is Glinda, the Good Witch of the North, who has to inform her of the sad news that she has committed manslaughter on the Wicked Witch of the East. But since she was mean and ugly, this is a cause for celebration. But the witch's sister, the Wicked Witch of the West, comes by to retrieve the ruby slippers she had been wearing. But Glinda transports the slippers onto Dorothy's feet, and with the witch threatening that she will kill Dorothy for the slippers once she doesn't have Glinda to protect her, she disappears in a puff of smoke down a trap door.
And remember, never let those ruby slippers off your feet for a moment, or you will be at the mercy of the Wicked Witch of the West.
But Miss of the North, why don't you keep them? No, you must keep them. But I don't want them if they'll cause nothing but trouble. No, they are yours now. I never asked for them. Shut up.
Glinda tells her to go to see the mysterious Wizard of Oz if she wants to get back home. So she follows the Yellow Brick Road and eventually comes to a fork in the road.
Now which way do we go?
Pardon me. That way is a very nice way.
Who said that?
It's pleasant down that way, too. Of course, people do go both ways.
Why, you did say something, didn't you?
Dorothy frees the magical talking Scarecrow, who reveals through a musical number that the only thing he wants in life is a brain. Feeling the wizard could help him too, she lets him tag along.
I could while away the hours, conferring with the flowers, consulting with the rain.
Yeah, you really don't have a brain.
Despite the fact that they still don't know which way's which, they just head down one way and find a bunch of talking apple trees, so the Scarecrow manages to trick into throwing them some apples. And while picking them up, they find a man made of tin.
Did you say something? He said oil can.
Oil can what?
Dorothy manages to free him from his frozen state, and we never do find out how he got into his metal state. In the book, it was revealed that the witch cursed his axe, so it cut off all his body parts, but that would be way too graphic for a family movie. But we do learn that he was never given a heart, and the two decide to let him come along as well. But then...
You call that long? Why, you just begun. Helping the little lady along, are you, my fine gentleman? Well, stay away from her, or I'll stuff a mattress with you. And you, I'll use you for a beehive.
Odd threat.
The three head into the forest where they begin to get frightened. Why?
Lions?
And tigers? And bears.
Instead of keeping quiet so they don't attract any lions or tigers or bears, they shouted on their way down and attract a guy in a lion costume.
Shame on you.
What did you do that for? I didn't buy them.
No, but you tried to.
Aslan would be very disappointed in you for disgracing the name of Lion. And he's Jesus, so that's saying something.
The lion reveals through a song that he just wants some courage, so feeling pity for a lion that's basically just a big pussy, they bring him along as well. But the witch sees that they are getting closer to the wizard and decides to stop them by putting a spell on a bunch of flowers that cause Dorothy, Toto, and the lion to fall asleep. But by the power of plot convenience, Glinda just whisks it away with snow. Well, that was easy.